So this will be a fast one. They're saying to use a two-pin spanner to stop the cam from moving. Now I've got my upper thing here off, and the way I removed that was with this Harbor Freight. Let's see, it's a mess here, but you see that? I held it with that, and then with that screw, and boy, is it a mess here. But with this screw here on, that's my magnet. You see this screw was on here with the whole contraption? I took this with this, okay, and I had my wrench here, and I just smacked the other side, and it popped it. It was almost impossible to try to go and pull up on it. So before removing it, don't wait to loosen that nut. That nut was a nightmare. This thing was, I don't know how many torque pounds it's on there. I don't see where it says how many torque pounds, but I'm telling you, I'm going to see if I can look up how many torque pounds in this book. You see how it says you're supposed to use that spanner? And you use that spanner to hold it, and then you're supposed to pop that. You're supposed to pop it that way, which is counterclockwise. And it did. And it did pop for me, okay? I put that sucker in here. I put this wrench in. Come on, you magnet. And I just held it. You see how I was holding it here? So I had to come up with the chain, but I cut. You see the old belts here? So I wouldn't hurt it. And there's only one way to go back on. I used a little bit of that little dye stuff. You see this? Multi-purpose fluid. You see how I marked everything? So when I put it back, I can't make a mistake. Yeah. I even put it up here. See it? There's your mark. So, yeah, it was a nightmare. Just so people don't know about this one. Either try to crack that bolt before you take this whole top off. Before you do the head gasket, which I'm doing. And, yes, of course, if you want to see, I am putting in a brand new seal. Don't be jealous. And I know I've been looking up. I've been looking. Look. Watch how easy this goes on. I've got not even grease on it. Look at this. One hand. Come on, baby. I had it yesterday. Well, anyhow, but that goes back in there. Here's the old one. See how the old one came out? And I was looking at the old one. Really? That's weird. That one sticks to it, does it? Wow, there is a piece of metal in there. Okay. There's just a piece of metal in there. So I was looking. I don't know if you can see it. But I think they put a little bit of like either silicone in there or something. Let me see it again. Or it could be just a wear. Because let's face it, this spins against this, And I'm thinking putting a little bit of grease on it. So yeah, it's been a little bit long of a video. I took this bottom one out too. It was just full of residue. Everything else looks pretty good. Pretty good. Removed everything else. I cleaned up the top. And the bottom's clean. I would have to flip it for you, but yeah, I'm pretty close. So this was all about this 2-pin spanner for removing sprocket. Okay? Now, how do you remove that sprocket when this bolt was impossible? Don't forget how I did it. I put it on. I put it on here. Well, this was on, see, because it comes off that way. And I had this long breaker bar, okay, with that. And what I did was I popped it and popped it. And I even marked it to see if it was going. And it moved. Little boop, boop, boop. Came right out of there, everybody. So, how to remove the center screw on the top cam sprocket without a 2-pin spanner. You see how that 2-pin spanner tool? I went to Harbor Freight, they didn't have one. So this is what I got. You guys see what I did here? There you go. And it held. I held it. Now I did this by myself. I didn't have anybody to. So I kind of just set it up. I set it up. I was holding it here and I just popped the wrench as the wrench was holding this. And I just slapped it. Let me see. Let's put this in here. There we go. There we go. And I would go, boom. And that sucker, believe it or not, it came loose. And I was holding it up there. You see the setup? So either you got to come up with your own way to do this stuff, because this is pretty much universal. You could probably do this on any sprocket. I've looked everywhere. This was probably the biggest one. This was the 20-inch chain. And I put, you see that the rubberized thing around it so I don't ruin the sprocket. Okay, you could probably do this on any one. So before removing this, I would suggest cracking that bolt if you're going to replace this gasket, because as you can see mine, look at that. You see this? So this has been coming out of there. It's been weeping out. We can tell it was a little bit of a dirt issue. And there is your sensor. See? And they're going to call that the top cam sensor. See? Most likely should replace all sensors while it's apart, because this will be a nightmare to get out later. Alrighty, y'all. Have a good one. Here's that picture. And they want you to use a spanner. No spanner. Just this tool here from Harbor Freight or something similar. And if you don't have that, don't forget, you could just put your wrench here, and you see how there was 2 bolts here? 1, 2. You could put it through here. It'll fit through there. See that? And then you could just slap this bolt. Bam! Crack that sucker right open. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Maybe I'll make another video, but I'm putting everything back together, and I got the top off, and this way I got stuck on this, and this was, yeah. You see how everything is? This book shows everything. So you can always pause it and read a little bit about the spanner thing. It was a real pain in the butt. Have a good one. I'll try to post the torque on that, but I'm just thinking after I get everything back together, it's going to be on the tight side. I'll mark it. You see how I got it marked? The little white spot. And I'll even mark the screw. And then after it's tight, I'll try to hit it just a little bit more, because you could always check your torque with the torque wrench. I have a torque wrench sitting here somewhere. But yeah, it's a mess, but I'm getting it done. All right, I'm about 10 minutes into this video. Have a good one.